Amsterdam, 1989. While most people were wrapping up for the holidays, one man stayed behind his glowing screen, quietly shaping the future. Guido van Rossum, a 33-year-old programmer, was tired of the limitations of existing languages. At the CWI Research Institute, he had worked on a teaching language called ABC, but something about it felt unfinished. He wanted more simplicity, flexibility, and freedom. So, with nothing but time and imagination, Guido began typing the first lines of what would become Python. But Guido had no idea that in just a few years, developers from around the world, people he had never met, would pick up his creation and change everything. Across the North Sea, in London, another developer was struggling. Tim Peters, a quiet but brilliant software engineer, was tired of messy, unreadable code. He'd been experimenting with scripts to automate testing, until one evening, browsing a developer newsgroup, he stumbled upon a post titled Python 1.0 released. He downloaded it, just to see. What he found stunned him. The code read like poetry. Beautiful is better than ugly, it said. The line struck him. Tim didn't know it yet, but those words would one day form part of the Zen of Python, the philosophy that defined an era. And far from London, another story was unfolding. In Reston, Virginia, Barry Warsaw was working on email systems for large companies. His biggest problem? Complexity. Different tools, different syntaxes, chaos. Until one day, someone sent him a Python script over a mailing list. The code was clean, understandable, even elegant. I can read this, he thought. I can finally read this. Soon, Barry was rewriting everything in Python. Little did he know, he'd later become one of Python's most influential maintainers, helping build its email and packaging systems used by millions today. In Stockholm, Fredrik Lund wasn't building servers or databases. He was working with images. His passion was art through code. He needed a tool that could handle graphics, but most programming languages were too heavy, too strict. Then he discovered Python. Within months, he built the Python Imaging Library, PIL, a cornerstone of Python's early ecosystem. Suddenly, Python wasn't just for text or data, it could see. Developers across continents were building, improving, dreaming, but none of them had yet met in person. The internet was young, chaotic, noisy, full of potential, and Python was spreading like wildfire through it. Mailing lists, online forums, and early web servers carried its name. Developers in Europe, America, and Asia were using it to build websites, automate systems, and teach others. Python wasn't being pushed by a corporation. It was being pulled by people, by dreamers who wanted a language that made sense. In 1999, a group of these scattered developers finally met face-to-face. Guido van Rossum, Tim Peters, Barry Warsaw, and others gathered at the first Python conference in Virginia. For the first time, the faces behind the code stood in one room. Laptops open, coffee cups steaming, they talked about the future, modules, garbage collection, Unicode, and dreams. It wasn't a corporate event. It wasn't funded by venture capital. It was a meeting of minds, united by a shared belief. Programming should be simple, and humans should enjoy it. As the millennium turned, the world caught up. Google adopted Python for internal systems. NASA used it in space missions. Reddit and YouTube were built on it. Python wasn't a secret anymore, it was a movement. And behind that movement were people who once worked alone, in small apartments, in distant cities, now connected by a single language. Scene 8, The Legacy. One language, millions of minds. From Amsterdam to London, from Stockholm to Virginia, their stories intertwined. A simple idea born in solitude had become a global collaboration. Today, millions of developers write in Python. Its principles, readability, simplicity, and community, echo through every line of code. And Guido? He became known, humbly, as Python's benevolent dictator for life, a title that said it all: leadership through kindness, not command. Because at its heart, Python wasn't just about computers. It was about connection, human connection, through code. From one apartment in Amsterdam, a ripple began. It crossed oceans, touched minds, and reshaped technology. This is not just the story of a programming language. It's the story of people who believed that code could be beautiful. This is the story of Python,